Hello everyone, I hope that you're well. Well, last night the Booker shortlist was announced, at least where I live. I was actually watching the live stream on my train platform as I was waiting for the train to take me home. I have to say, my initial response to it was just the word interesting. Personally, I was disappointed but not surprised, basically, in the shortlist. There were a few books that I was happy to see on the shortlist, a couple that one in particular, actually, that I didn't want to see at all. And then there were a couple that I have no opinions on because I haven't yet read them. So of these 6 books, which I will tell you now, I have only read 3 and I'm partway through another one. So the books are The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, Ducks Newburyport by Lucy Ellmann, Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo, An Orchestra of Minorities by Chigozie Obioma, Quixote, I think that's how you say it, by Salman Rushdie, and 10 minutes 38 seconds in This Strange World by Elif Shafak. Of these 6, I have read 10 minutes 38 seconds in This Strange World, An Orchestra of Minorities, partway through Ducks Newburyport, and Girl, Woman, Other. I was really happy to see Girl, Woman, Other make it to the shortlist. Of the 9 books that I read prior to the shortlist announcement, Girl, Woman, Other was probably my favourite alongside Lanny. Which didn't get shortlisted, unfortunately, and I was really sad about that. And I think a lot of people were disheartened to see that Lanny did not make it. An Orchestra of Minorities is one of those books that baffled me for all the wrong reasons. It was, in my opinion, quite a bad book. The book just overstayed its welcome after maybe the 300-page mark. It felt superficial to me. It felt a bit trite. I really struggled to empathize with the main character at some points because I felt that a lot of his problems were his own doing, his own creations. And I also didn't really like the female characters in this book. I felt that they were underwritten and really just there as either sexual objects for Chinonso, the protagonist, or in the case of Indali, to provide a plot point. I didn't really feel like these women were real people. And I just didn't enjoy my time with the book. Funnily enough, it was actually the book that I did not think would make the shortlist at all. And here I am having to eat my words. So all I can hope and pray for is that it doesn't win. The other book that I read and finished was 10 minutes 38 seconds in This Strange World by Elif Shafak. And this one I was quite mixed on. I'd heard a lot of positive things about the book, but as the month of August wore on, I started to see more negative opinions coming out regarding the book. I seem to fall in the middle, honestly. I think that the first part was actually quite strong, and I would have loved to have read a more, an extended version of that. But when it came to part 2 and then the final part, I was just rolling my eyes for most of it. I felt that the characters that were brought in the second part were, for the most part, just impressionistic brushstrokes. They didn't really feel like fully fleshed individuals, apart from maybe Nalan, who was a character that featured prominently in this section. But there were a couple of characters that just felt so insubstantial that sometimes I forgot that they were even in the scene. The book is dripping with sentimentality, and for me, there were some points where I didn't mind it, other times where it really bothered me. I found that the ending was so cheesy. I didn't really get along with the second half of this book. I'll talk more about it in my wrap-up, which should be coming in the next couple of days. But yeah, this one, I wasn't surprised to see it on the shortlist, but I wasn't too thrilled about it being there in place of a book like Lanny or Lost Children Archive. The other books on the shortlist, Ducks Newburyport, The Testaments, and Quixote, I either haven't finished them or haven't read them at all, so I don't really have any concrete opinions on them, but I am happy to see Ducks Newburyport make the shortlist. Now, as for my predictions, I predicted that the shortlist would be Lanny, Girl, Woman, Other, 10 minutes 38 seconds in This Strange World, Quixote, Frankenstein, and Ducks Newburyport. So I got 4 out of the 6. I'm actually pretty happy with myself, but this was actually not my ideal list. So the books that I actually wanted to be on the shortlist were Lanny, Girl, Woman, Other, Lost Children Archive, The Man Who Saw Everything, Frankenstein, and Ducks Newburyport. Now, that's based on the 9 books that I have read. And of course I'd only started Ducks Newburyport, but I could see that it was something that I was really going to enjoy. So I thought I'll put it on there. Did I think that the judges made the right decision? In some cases, yes. In some couple of cases, no. It is very difficult to predict the outcomes of a literary prize because you have to kind of put yourself in the shoes of the judges, which is difficult if the judges haven't made it clear what their agenda is when they're looking for books. I love seeing the kind of conspiracy theories about the literary prizes, particularly the Booker. There's a lot of cynicism surrounding the Booker, and I personally don't really have an opinion. Do I think that judges have preconceived notions about the books that they read? Probably, with certain books. And Steve Donoghue talks about the idea of having a judging process where the author name and maybe even the book title, I'm not sure if he said book title, but I would be okay with that, were removed from the books when they were being judged, because it would allow authors to divorce themselves of any kind of preconceived notions about the author, and instead just read the book for what it is. Those are always interesting discussions to be had, but I think that the way Literary Prize is done won't change, at least in the near future. And for me anyway, I just treat it as a fun game. I mean, in saying that though, there are authors' careers not on the line, but whose careers could potentially be skyrocketed by prizes like this. And it's one of the reasons why the fact that Margaret Atwood is on this list and the fact that the book isn't even out yet bothers me a little bit. Now, that might change when I read the book, but personally, I kind of wish I had seen a different author get on the shortlist. Someone like Jeanette Winterson, or even Kevin Barry, or Deborah Levy, or someone like that, who, yes, have, been around literary prizes before, but would probably benefit more proportionally from getting a spotlight. The book, The Testaments, might be excellent, but I'm not sure. I don't know. So I think I will have a better understanding of the quality of this shortlist overall when I get my hands on Quixote and not The Handmaid's Tale, The Testaments. But as of now, I'm feeling a bit ambivalent about the whole list, a little bit disappointed, but we will see. We will see. I haven't finished 3 of the books on the shortlist, so yeah, I'm excited to see how I feel about it. And then, of course, I will have to make a prediction for the winner, which I think will be very difficult. And that's that. Thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments if you made a shortlist prediction, and if so, how successful you were. If you do intend on reading the shortlist, please feel free to let me know which books you were excited for, and if there are some books that you just don't really want to touch, let me know. And if there are books that you read and didn't like, feel free to discuss in the comments. I love seeing a good controversial opinion here and there. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.